Very proud to welcome to the Uncle Henry Show microphones Jeff Collier, the mayor of Dolphin Island. Mayor, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Henry. Well, Happy New Year to you.
How are things on Dolphin Island?
Well, we're coming along pretty well, actually. Of course, 2010, we're glad to get to a new year, hopefully a new start, new beginning, and looking forward to a real good year on the island.
Now, do you drop anything? We've got the Moon Pine Mobile, and other communities have different things they drop. Is there anything, do you drop anything? Do you have like a fish or something, or a crab? Or?
No, we didn't have anything to drop at all this year. We had a lot of folks were at the island, though, had a good time, but no, we hadn't figured out what to drop just yet.
Is that something that you would encourage, or do you, what is it like on New Year's Eve at Dolphin Island? Is there a celebration, a city-sponsored celebration, or is it just individuals in their own homes?
No, we just kind of leave it up to the individuals. They do their own thing. Mostly everybody just kind of takes it easy and lives a quiet life like they usually do.
Okay, so there's nothing. So you don't really look in the future to drop anything necessarily.
Well, we'll see. We're always open for suggestions, but right now I don't know of any. Maybe a sand crab or something like that, maybe.
All right, very good. We have the mayor of Dolphin Island here. We're going to continue our conversation in just a moment after news headlines. We have with us in this half hour the mayor of Dolphin Island. Mayor, how often do you visit the mainland? Is this a rare trip off of the island for you? How long? What's the longest stretch you've stayed on the island?
I've been on the island, all my life, but you mean how long without leaving off the island? I don't know that I know, but it's probably been as much as a week or so.
You ought to see if you can set a record and see if no, seriously.
A week might be a record.
You've got what you need there, and people can bring you whatever you don't have that you need.
Mm-hmm.
How's Dolphin Island after the oil leak?
Well, we're coming back real well. I mean, obviously that was something that we didn't need to have happen. Life was good on the island right before the spill, and we've had to deal with something that's very foreign to us. We hope that something never happens again. But the people on the island are quite resilient throughout South Alabama. We know how to deal with natural disasters, and this is just a little different type of a situation to deal with. But I'm real proud of our community, and we're going to bounce back real fine with this. Like I said, we're hoping for a real good spring and summer this year.
Okay, our telephone number is 479-2723. If you'd like to call in and talk to the mayor of Dolphin Island, 479-2723 or 251-479-2723. It's my impression that Dolphin Island is a nice little quiet place. Is that a fair assessment of Dolphin Island? Is it pretty quiet most of the time?
I think that's pretty fair. The folks that choose to call Dolphin Island home like what it has to offer, and that's the quiet, serene, scenic ambiance to just kind of soak it all in. And I think that's what people like about the island in general. I always say, they like Dolphin Island for what we don't have. I mean, that's traffic lights for number one. We don't have a traffic light. We don't have the hustle and bustle and the traffic jams and things of that nature. And people like to just come and get away from it all and get away from civilization.
Well, I've hosted talk shows here in Mobile for several decades now, and from time to time, Dolphin Island will come up as a topic, and some people will feel like Dolphin Island doesn't want visitors from Mobile. Now, that's not true, is it? You encourage people to visit Dolphin Island.
Well, certainly. As a lifelong citizen, as I am, and also obviously in my mayoral capacity, that is totally untrue. And I know that
you've heard that before, though.
Yeah, I've heard that, and that's totally untrue. And certainly from a town standpoint, that we're in the tourism business. I mean, that's our bread and butter, and we found that out to be exceptionally true after the oil spill when we didn't have any tourists this particular year. And so, no, that is something that is not only incorrect, but it's troubling. As I said, just strictly as a lifelong resident of the island, that people would even have that thought. The resources that we have on the island, the environmental resources, the recreational resources. I mean, we're proud of what we have, and me as one, I want people to come and enjoy those resources. I just think it's a great part of Mobile County. It's a great part of the state. The communities to our east, our friends over in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, obviously are quite diverse from us. we offer a whole different niche from the tourism market. I think that's a positive for the area. I think it's a positive for South Alabama, and we're connected by the ferry, which gives people that choice to enjoy both sides of the bay and pick what they like the best, if you will.
Do you get a lot of snowbirds?
We get our share. We do. They're starting to come in now. And of course, my real life, I work at the golf course, so I get to see a lot of them up there. But yeah, the campgrounds will be full. A lot of the rental agencies hopefully will be full this particular year. So yeah, we get our share of snowbirds, and we're glad to have them.
What should people from out of our area, what should they expect when they come to Dolphin Island in terms of any lasting impact from the oil leak? If that's something that is no longer a concern, they can come and enjoy the water and they don't have to think about that?
Definitely. What they'll see right now, we're BP is in the final phases of the comprehensive, or what they call the deep cleaning of the beaches. So they're going to still see some equipment in certain areas. They work in pretty tight environments over there, close areas. They'll see some mechanical devices. They'll see some employees running around over there cleaning up and stuff. But if you walk out on the beach, you're really not going to see much of anything physical. A lot of the problems we've had throughout the oil spill, and it continues today, is the perception that everybody's covered up with oil, and that's just not the case. And that's something that we have to really work hard to get the right message out, that we're not terribly impacted at this particular point, and we encourage people to come down.
All right, we have the mayor of Dolphin Island with us, Jeff Collier. Hello there, good morning.
Good morning, how are you today?
Very good, thank you.
I'd like to ask the mayor about the gumbo cook-off. I heard somewhere that Alton Brown was coming, and I'm just curious if he has any insight on that, if he could tell us about it, and just talk a little bit about the gumbo cook-off if they are going to have it, and I'll hang up and listen.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, thank you. Right now, it is something that the local chamber in the town and all the entities on the island have come together to try to pull this off. And right now, it's scheduled for March the 26th. It's going to be held at the rodeo site. The JCs are working real close with us as well. In fact, Gene Fox, one of the past rodeo presidents, is now the chamber president on the island, and they've worked together to make this happen. And it's something that we're hoping to attract folks, obviously, to the island through the gumbo cook-off, and to get the message out again that it's safe to eat Gulf seafood. That's one of the things that we want to get Mr. Brown down for us to go out, and I think he anticipates going out and catching some fish, bringing it in and cooking it, and doing a show about that. So we think it's a great opportunity. I think it's a real good opportunity for us locally to make something good happen. So yeah, the tickets will be on sale. They'll be hearing a lot more information in the future about it. So we encourage everybody to come down and join us.
You're listening to the mayor of Dolphin Island. He's in on the Uncle Henry Show. We'll be back with traffic, weather, and more